Third time's a charm. I'm starting your intro again.
Yeah.
Hello, and welcome back to Common Ground Podcast, where we talk about anything and everything. My name's Amy Bacon.
I'm Faith.
And we're here today to talk about friendship and growing up together and not being where we thought we were going to be, and sort of just the expectations that we had originally set for ourselves and overcoming that didn't achieve what we originally anticipated, and that it's okay.
Yeah.
And Faith is the perfect person for this episode because we've known each other for longer than we have not.
Yeah. It's been a long time.
It's been a long time, and so we've gone through a lot of SHIT together.
Yeah.
And there's no one else that I would want to talk about this stuff with. So where we are now and where we thought we would be at this point in our lives.
Yeah.
And that it's very different.
Yeah.
For better or for worse. For better or for worse.
Yeah.
I originally thought when I was 16 years old that by this time in my life I would be graduated school with a degree, working a 9-to-5, live, laugh, loving my life, getting proposed to 3 weeks ago, and planning my wedding. And couldn't be further from where I am right now.
Yeah. I thought that I would be done school. I think I wanted to go into law at that point.
Right.
I definitely thought that I would probably be living on my own or with someone.
I also
thought
that.
I'd be out of the house.
I thought
I
thought we were gonna be living together.
Yeah.
Not
in a really cute
in
little
Kits.
place. Yeah. Yeah. Literally.
We thought we were gonna live
so
together
nice.
in Kits and afford a really luxurious
Oh,
lifestyle.
I miss that naiveness.
No, not even naive. Okay, yes, naive, but genuine anticipation that was going to happen.
Yeah.
I fully had no concept that would be remotely unachievable.
Oh yeah, no. And I was this is happening, and I cannot wait for
we
it.
both have older sisters who are significantly older than us.
Yeah, 12 years.
12. I think my sister's 16 years older than me,
Yeah.
and they lived that life.
Yeah.
They lived a life where they moved out young, and they had this whole experience, and we grew up watching that, being damn,
yeah, this could
can't
be us.
wait.
Yeah.
And that, yeah.
No, not at all.
We both live at home.
Yeah, I'm not even in school right now.
Yeah.
And I thought I was gonna be done school, not having to take multiple breaks from it. I feel there's been a lot of unforeseeable things.
Yeah.
That have kind of gone on in my life over the past.
Have to have some grace there,
Yeah,
because there's no way you could have planned for what your life trajectory had in store for you.
Yeah. I thought, we talked about it, I thought we'd be doing cute, fun things, living it up, and
Yeah.
I'm part-time caretaker for a dying parent.
Yeah.
It's not where I want to be, obviously. It's where
No.
I have to be, and I think I get frustrated having to have had taken time off of school because I wanted to get it done as quick as possible. I figured out what I wanted to do finally, and I want to teach, and then I was yes, I finally have a plan. I'm gonna get this done, and then it's just been one kind of speed bump after the other.
One after another.
Yeah, to get through. But I get upset sometimes. I'm totally not where I want it to be. I feel I'm behind all my peers, especially with school. But I know that it was the right decision. I had to. It wasn't really much of a choice.
No, it wasn't a choice.
Because I would have just wasted a bunch of money.
Time.
For classes
You would have
that
to
I
redo
wouldn't
it
have.
anyways.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't have learned anything. I probably would have failed all of them. And yeah.
We have different educational post-secondary experiences.
Mm-hmm.
I finished high school, I went right into film school. I was 100% certain that I would be working in film. I had so much passion for it, and I still do. And it just I wanted it to be what I wanted so badly, and it wasn't. It wasn't what I needed, and I had to let go. It was just.
That was tough for you.
It was really tough. And then to transition into psychology and be going into just more of I still was able to enjoy that, but it wasn't right for me. And then ultimately deciding to take time off. So I like to say that I dropped out 2 times, but I feel that's kind of not giving myself enough credit. I didn't drop out. I had to change because it wasn't where I was meant to be. And I'm really grateful that again, I didn't go into I took a year off, and I didn't just go into school because I felt I had to.
Yeah.
I took the time to work and
Take some time,
figure it out. And honestly, working, just my well, it was my full-time job, but like working as a barista taught me more life skills than I think I've ever learned anywhere else ever, and like there's just nothing that can replace working in the service industry.
Yeah, the service industry is like
It's
you
next
learn
level.
so much.
And like even though I'm not going to work in the service industry my whole life, I'll take those skills that I learned and I will apply them for the rest of my life.
They transfer to
Yeah.
whatever.
And I'm really grateful for the time that I had there, and like the people that I work with and like still work with, like I still work at that job,
Yeah.
are some of my like favorite people in the entire world and like my best friends. So no regrets there. I think everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everything happens for a reason, and there's just taking the pressure off of like trying to be perfect and following a plan. But it's hard because we're planners.
Yeah, we like to plan. We like to know what we're gonna do, what's gonna happen, how it's gonna happen, when it's gonna happen. Like we want to know. Like we just want to be in the know. But yeah,
We wanna be in-
I always feel reassured when I think about how you had taken time off school to figure out what you need to do. Like I think about that and I feel like that like eases my stress a bit, because now I like see where you're at. Like, you know, you're almost done school. You're doing an awesome internship. Like, you know, you're slaying.
I'm
Like,
slaying.
it's awesome.
I'm slaying, and it's actually funny that you say that, because from your perspective, you're like, oh my god, she's doing these things, she's doing blah 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 blah, and like all of those things are true, of course, but like from my perspective, I'm like only seeing what I'm not doing, and like I'm only seeing what I could be doing or what I thought I would be doing, or like the things that I'm missing out on, or like what person is over there doing that I'm not. And like it just goes to show that like you're never gonna not compare to other people, you're never gonna not be hard on yourself, and I think we're like especially hard on ourselves.
Yeah.
But like I don't think necessarily that okay, so I think we do sometimes do it to a fault. Like I would argue that we are hard on ourselves to a fault, but also like the pressure is needed. At least for me, like I could not live my life if I wasn't like putting a bit of pressure on myself. Because otherwise, like, to be transparent, like I would probably sit in my room all day and like I would not be able to get out of bed. Like there's a certain level, it's not even self-discipline, it's like I need a routine, like I need to know what's coming ahead. I need to be committed to things, to force myself into it until it feels more natural. And like that's kind of the way I live my life, and it is a little bit exhausting.
Yeah, I'd agree.
But like what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, I do feel like that's how we're like wired. Otherwise,
Wired.
like it's toast. Like exactly what you said, just sitting in everyone like rotting.
Yeah, and like as we've kind of grown up, I feel like we both struggle
Yeah.
mentally.
Yeah.
I mean, like I don't know how to say it like more lightly than that,
Yeah.
but like we have overcome a lot, and I think like planning is like part of that, and like, you know, setting ourselves up for success like in the best way that we possibly can. And I think
Also control. Like I think being able to like feel like I at least have a little bit of control over some things.
Yeah.
I think that helps ease my mind a bit. Like when things are so uncertain, there's so many things happening to me. It's nice to know that I can actually like
have some say.
like make things happen for myself. Exactly.
Yeah, I definitely think that I struggle with that, like having control, because even though it's great when I have it, like the loss of that is kind of devastating to me. And I would say for you, I think it's a bit of a very thin line to like cross. Like there's an amount that's good and there's an amount that becomes like negative. And it's again just goes to like add into like being the people that we are, being wired the way we are, like navigating that and like being conscious of it forever. Because otherwise it just,
I think we've adapted these skills over time though, because like I think I've gained a lot more maybe motivation in some ways, or just like I think our changes of interest and like the way we've changed over time like has helped us grow. Like I think obviously we've changed so much from high school, from where we were like even midway through like our post-secondary education.
I think we kind of had no choice but to like grow up.
Yeah.
Like we didn't really have like a say in like how fast it happened, when it happened, how it happened, why it happened. It more just like it happened and we had to be okay with it and we learned to adapt.
Yes. Okay. Yes. That's exactly what I was
Right?
trying to.
And I think with that, we also matured in like similar ways, and it also changed like how I think we approach friendships and like the people around us. Like we've had people come kind of like in and out of our life, and like most of the people, I would argue we have pretty much the same friends that we had from when we like graduated high school.
Yeah.
Like we have, no, not even pretty much, like it's basically the exact same.
Yeah, it is.
Basically the exact same friend group, and like all of us have very different interests and have gone very different paths.
Yeah.
And like we still find a way to be friends, and it's just like a conscious effort though to like get to know each other in new ways, because we don't see each other every day now. And like I was chatting with Cole about this, like when you don't see your friends every day, you have to make a lot more effort to see each other, and that's sort of like the ultimate test of friendship. Like, do you actually see each other when it's not just handed to you?
Yeah, when it's not convenient.
Do you take the time to get to know a person after they've like grown and changed, and like you don't know them from like when you were doing work with them and projects? Like, you have to take that time, and it's like it's hard when you don't have it easily accessible.
I think
like,
a lot of people face that too. Like once you leave high school, like that's why a lot of friendships do change, because like you realize it's not easy anymore. Like it's, you know, it's not convenient in a sense. If you're not you're not forced to see them every day in class or whatever.
And I think maybe why, like a part of why growing up feels weird is because everything around you changes, like from how you once knew it. Like when I walk around our block, it's like reminiscent of something that I knew, but it's not the same. Or when I'm talking to people and I realize we're always talking about things that happened. Like we're always reminiscing, and it's like we don't have as many shared current memories anymore, and it feels weird. I'm getting to know people in their lives in a way that I'm not as much a part.
Yeah.
And it's weird because I'm like, wow, like we were like connected at the hip. Like I saw you every day for years and years and years, and I knew everything about you, and now I learn things about you every time I see you. And like it's a great thing to like relearn people and get to know them, but it's also like a little bit of sadness. And it's why it maybe feels uncomfortable and like weird.
Yeah.
I would argue at times.
That's, I think, the best way to put it. It is uncomfortable because it's like I've known this person so long. We have so much shared history. There's a point where I knew you so well, knew everything about you, and then now I'm like learning new things, or like relearning things in a way, and it's it feels very weird. So it's not something you expect. It's not something you
No, I think you just like it just happens, and then one day it sort of becomes conscious in your mind, and you're just like, oh, like
things are different
now. And I think that I really had a hard time with that, especially when everyone left for school. I was like the only person who stayed in Vancouver, and everyone went away, and I had my entire friend group like across the country, and I was just like what do I even do with myself? And then it like this process started, and I don't think I was able to like articulate why it felt strange for a long time. Maybe even more recently, like in recent months, I've been able to like kind of pinpoint what it was, but it's just that you have to relearn people. And it's strange because you used to know them so well.
Yeah.
But it's not a bad thing. It's just like a part of growing up.
And it's hard. It is hard though. Like sometimes I think it can maybe feel bad or like upsetting, but it isn't bad. It's just different. I have a hard time with change and like things shifting. So like I get very overwhelmed. I get flustered. I don't like change, even if it's positive change. Like I don't always realize that it's like positive at first. Like it can take a moment.
I'm the same.
Or not even have to be positive, but just like a neutral thing. I'm like, okay, like this is.
It is just it is
what it is.
When this sort of thing is happening in your life, like I think you like not everybody comes along for this relearning journey. Like, and it's not a bad thing. It's just, again, it's the way that it is. You can not be friends with people and it can be okay.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a bad thing. Like, friendship ends, or it doesn't even end. It can just be like, we don't talk anymore, and there's literally nothing but good things to say. I wish this person nothing but the best. I hope they're happy. And like, if they reached out, I would definitely also reach back out. But like, we haven't been, and we haven't for a long time, and I just like, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
And it has nothing with like, there's nothing bad to say. It's just like you grew apart.
Yeah, exactly.
Your interests are different. You are in different parts of your life, and like it's okay that people don't want to follow along for every single part of it. Like maybe they'll resurface in 10 years.
I feel like I I really respect that. There's so many people that I feel like I have that with, where I like think super fondly of them, and I would love to talk, and like, you know, I'm not reaching out either, and that's fine. Like we just
and like maybe a challenge to take on is like making an effort to like take the first step.
Yeah.
It's scary maybe a little bit, because what if they don't want to talk, and it's like,
then the rejection
and the rejection of that. But if the worst thing that happens is that they say no,
then
like that's the worst thing that happens.
Yeah.
Or maybe you hang out and it's kind of awkward.
yeah.
I don't know. It's really like, if you could have another friend in your life, another person, and rekindle something that you had, like,
Yeah.
why
That's
not?
great. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm checking if it's filming.
Oh, I'm scared.
If it's not filming, we're leaving.
Yeah.
It's filming. Woo! When I thought about Common Ground and like naming the podcast episodes, I was like, am I gonna name them before the episodes or after? I think this is gonna be the only podcast episode where the name stays the same that I originally planned it.
I like that.
Why
That's
growing
cool.
up feels weird. And I was like, oh, maybe it's gonna change, but I feel like we kind of pinpointed it to the best of our ability.
Yeah.
I hope
we
that-
had some other pretty good stuff before.
Yeah, we had a whole segment on Tana Mojo.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Anyways, that is all we're going to chat about today. Thank you so much for watching, for listening. Comment any questions, concerns, thoughts, feelings in the comments. For being on my app.
Thanks for
being on my
having me.
Thanks for being on my pod. Thanks for watching. Bye. Let's get out of here.